From time to time, I will hear someone say something to communicate the idea, this is just the way I am. It's usually, in my experience, an excuse mechanism to give someone an automatic out so that they don't have to improve, so that they don't have to work toward changing or bettering themselves. Oftentimes, this could be a behavior, a way of thinking, a default setting in the approach that a person has toward life. And it is not uncommon, I think, for people to use personality theories of various kinds, be it MBTI or socionics or the Enneagram or any other personality concept or theory that may be out there. It is not uncommon, I think, for people to use that for the same purpose. It can, if you want it to, become for you an excuse to become complacent, to set in to your weaknesses and the things that you do not do well, and it can be an automatic out for you so that you don't have to improve or try. You can, if you want to, say, well, I'm a thinker, and therefore that can be for you an excuse to not get in touch with your own emotions and to not try to connect with other people on an emotional level. Or you can say, I'm a feeler, and therefore you can throw out all logic, and you can say, I don't want to be bothered by calculations and cold analysis. You can say, I'm an intuitive, and therefore whatever that means for you, I can become oblivious to the physical world. I can ignore physical realities, and I have this automatic excuse. Or you can say, I'm a sensor, and therefore you can be so focused on experiencing or organizing the physical world that you don't take the time to delve into philosophical concepts or into thinking about some abstract concepts that you just naturally don't want to think about. You can put combinations of these things together, and you can say, because I prefer or favor these aspects of my personality over these other aspects, I don't do those things. And when I fail at them, or when I don't put any effort into them, I have this automatic built-in excuse to say, I should not be held responsible for that because that's not who I am. That's not what I'm good at. That's not how my brain is wired, so on and so forth. That is one use of concepts like MBTI. However, I would suggest that another use for concepts like MBTI is a better application, and that is not to see it as this is where I'm strong, so I will brag about that or be awesome at that or only try to go through life using just those areas where I'm strong, and at the same time make excuses saying that's where I'm weak, so I don't have to do that well. You can't hold me responsible. You can do that, or you can use it as an opportunity to see that weakness, recognize it as a weakness, but say, I want to grow. I want to be better at the areas in which I am weak, and I don't want to be all in on the areas in which I am strong. I want to grow. I want to improve. I want to use tools like understanding the brain wiring of the human being, specifically of my mind. I want to use that tool, be it through the MBTI lens, the objective personality lens, socionics lens, Enneagram lens, whatever lens you happen to be looking at this whole thing through. You, I believe, would do well for yourself. I will do well for myself when I say, here are the areas I am weak, and understanding personality theory helps me recognize those areas better. Not only do I realize early on, whenever I figure out what type I am, then what my weaknesses are, but then I can be aware of it so that as I go through life, I can literally on a daily basis see those weaknesses playing themselves out. I can begin to see the troubles that it causes me. I can begin to see where my lack of effort in certain aspects of my brain wiring has led to problems for me. And then I can ask myself, do I want to continue to have those problems? See, some people like their problems because their problems become their identity, and then they can go through life saying, well, this is who I am. I am this set of problems. I am this set of weaknesses. And therefore, what right do you have to expect of me anything other than my strengths? But the wise role is to say, these weaknesses do not define me. I am feeling overthinking. That does not mean that I have the right in any way, shape, or form to let my emotions get away from me or to fall into moods that prevent me from accomplishing anything. It does not mean that I have the right to excuse myself from understanding complexities within the physical and abstract world. I am sensing over intuition. That does not mean that I have the right to automatically stop all understanding at the physical realm to say if I cannot go beyond seeing it, then it doesn't matter to me. If I can't go beyond what I can hear or touch, then it doesn't matter to me. I have the responsibility to be tuned into both the physical and the abstract, both the emotional and the logical. The well-rounded human being, the Renaissance man, so to speak, wants to be better in every area. Now, you are wired in some way. I am wired in some way. And I will probably always be better at the aspects of life that require the brain wiring that I have, but that does not mean that I cannot strive to improve. See, I find that one of the greatest values of understanding personality type is not to see where I am strong, although there's value in that, but rather to see where I am weak so that I can work to improve in that area. And when necessary, I can consult or employ those who are strong in the areas in which I am weak so that they can help me to accomplish tasks that by myself I am not very adept at accomplishing. I don't like to hear people say, you can't hold me responsible for that because that's just the way I am. It doesn't have to be just the way you are. You can work to improve. You can change. I do not believe you can change your type. If you are an ISFP, that, I believe, you will always be. And so on it goes with all of the types. I firmly believe that, but that does not mean that you cannot grow in the areas in which you are weak. Please, if you're out there listening to this, take this as a gentle encouragement to not default to the idea that you have a built-in excuse not to do certain things because you are a certain type, but rather see it as an opportunity to learn where you are weak so that in those areas you know where you need to become strong. Thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome day.